just telling you that if you're thinking of restoring your headlights, it is a good idea. Yes, Tim, it is. Thank you. So here we have the 2 tips I'm going to give you. Is take the headlight off and be methodical. Someone has obviously tried to clean the past. It's very scratched, and then they got bored of trying to scratch the scratches out, so they've lacquered, and this weird stuff here is the lacquer lines as it is then being attacked by stone chips and everything. Oh, not put on that well. And so I'm going to have to get through all of the stone chips, all of the lacquer, and then through the scratches as well. So be methodical. I'm using this kit. It is pretty effective, to be honest with you. I did the other one, and so I've got a whole new kit because I borrowed one and I've run out of sandpaper with the last one. So I've got a whole new kit there, which comes with a nice cloth as well compared to the last one. And I will show you the results when I've finished. I expect it, in all honesty, because of the lack and everything, to take towards 2 hours. This is just drying, but basically after the 800, this is the sort of levels of cloudy. So if you're not sure you've done it enough, it really needs to be fully in there to try and get as much of the deep scratches out as possible. This is about 1 hour and 15 minutes of polishing time. Hopefully it's pretty obvious as we get closer. So much of the scratching and deep scratches is gone. What you can't see unless you're in certain angles is going to be a tiny bit of the hazing already in the plastic. There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, that's like, you know, you get this hazing in plastics regardless. And also there is a couple of swirl marks. You know, you've got to be careful that everything's clean. I tend to use very wet sandpaper to try and make sure I get an even finish, and there are just a few minor swirls, and if you want to get rid of that stuff you have to make sure you can see it here. Just make sure that you're going back and doing every stage again. It's not massive, but obviously it's a huge improvement for the lights, and I will just show you how to remount it quickly as well for anyone who wants to know. Oh yeah, I took the plastic off. This is the rubber surround. I'm just gonna, it's a double-sided tape stuff on that. I'm literally going to super glue it as I did with the other one. I took it off, super glue it back on. That means you can get right up to the edge without worrying about damage this stuff, because it is just a flimsy plastic. And if you get the rubber onto the cleaning pads, I think you're going to find you're going to start dragging a lot of rubbish and grubbing. It will stop sanding properly and it will not do your light any good. So just be aware of that. Got the rubber back on round the light. There's only actually 2 connectors here. One connects to there, tiny one goes into that connection, and the larger one there for that connection there. Also only 3 screw holes, so we've got the light in, top one, middle one, and bottom one, which is hidden by the plastic front, which just has those weird screws you have to sort of pop out. These little things need sort of unscrewing a bit to get them started. Put them back in, you just push it down, push that down, and they're locked in. And then there's 2 more 10mm, all the lights bolts are 10mm, and there's a 10mm there, and the same there, and all the rest of them are just the little plastic riv nuts, and your car is back together.